Hello students, in the previous class we have learnt about the change of state of substances. The state of substance changes if it is heated or cooled. Today we are going to learn some properties of substances. Students, look at the picture. Some objects you can see in the picture, correct? How will you identify them? The first one is glass. How will you identify? Is it made of plastic, steel or glass? We can say that a glass is made up of glass as it is transparent, right? So glass is made up of glass as it is transparent. The next one, rod. You can see rod in the picture. Is it made of iron or aluminium? How will you say that the rod is made up of iron or aluminium? Rod is made up of iron as it is seen to be opaque. Opaque means what? The material through which light does not pass is called opaque materials. And also by seeing the color we can say whether the rod is made up of iron or aluminium. So iron is dark in color and aluminium is of silver color, right? Or iron is heavier than aluminium and also it is a hard substance. Then the next one is door. Is it made of wooden or glass? How will you identify a door is made of wooden or glass? Door is wooden as it is seen to be opaque. It is not transparent. If it is transparent, then we can say that it is made of glass. So it is not transparent. It is opaque. So we cannot see what is there on other side of the door. So door is wooden as it is seen to be opaque, right? Then the next one is given there. What is given? A white powder. You can see white powder, right? Is it salt or chalk powder? The powder cannot be identified just like that, but will have to be dissolved in the water. Put the white powder in the water. If it dissolves in the water, then we can say that it is salt, right? So when you put salt in the water, what happens? Salt dissolves in water. If it does not dissolve in water, then it is chalk powder. So chalk powder will not dissolve in water, while salt can dissolve in water. To answer these questions, we have considered their properties, right? For example, their transparency, hardness, weight, color, solubility in water, etc. Substances can be identified by studying their properties. So substances can be identified by studying their properties. So let's study the properties of substances in detail. The first property is brittleness. Students, what will happen if pressure means what? Force is applied on substances like brick, you can see in the picture, chalk, glass plate, cookie, Rajgira Vadi. What happens, students, if we apply force on brick, chalk, glass plate, cookie, Rajgira Vadi? These substances break into small pieces or particles. So what happens when we apply force on these substances? So these substances break into small pieces. Such substances are said to be brittle. This property of substances is called a brittleness. What is brittleness? The property of substances breaking into small particles is called brittleness. So what is brittleness? The property of substances breaking into small particles is called brittleness. So you can give some example for brittle substance, which is that brick, chalk, glass, cookie, rajgira vadi, etc. are said to be brittle substance. Then the next property is hardness. You know, substances that are brittle break into small pieces, right? What is the opposite of brittle? The opposite of brittle is hardness. Hardness describes how hard a substance is. Can you pierce a wooden board with a plastic nail? Students, can you pierce a wooden board with a plastic nail? No. Why not? Because wood is harder than plastic. Why? Because wood is harder than plastic. Can you pierce a wet mat with iron nail? Yes. The nail easily pierces wet mud. Why so? Because iron nail is harder than wet mud. So wet mud is very soft. Can you pierce a cardboard with iron nail? Yes. Why so? Because iron nail is harder than cardboard. It can pierce the cardboard sheet with some effort. So we have to apply some effort. Can you pierce a cotton cloth with a steel pin? Yes. Why so? Because steel is harder than cotton. Why? Steel is harder than cotton. But wait, the iron nail did go into piece of wood when we hit it with a hammer. The nail has a sharp point in the front. The hammer puts great force on its head. It can pierce the piece of wood with great effort. So we have to apply more force. Why does this happen? The hardness of a substance is determined by how much resistance it offers to the substances being pushed through it. What is hardness? The property of resisting other substances is called hardness. So students, what is hardness? The property of resisting other substances is called hardness. Students, do you know which is the hardest known substance? So which is the hardest known substance? Diamond is the hardest naturally occurring substance found on earth. So which is the hardest known substance? Diamond. Then the next property is elasticity. Students, take one rubber band and stretch it. What happens? The shape and size of the rubber band changes, right? So when we stretch a rubber band or spring, what happens? The shape and size of the rubber band or spring changes. Now release the rubber band. What do you see? The rubber band returned to its original shape and size. Correct? So when we release the rubber band, so what happens? The rubber band come back to its original position. Or apply pressure on a piece of sponge and release it. You can see in the picture. So what do you see? When we apply the pressure on a sponge, it changes its shape. When you remove the pressure on the sponge returns to its original shape. Some substances change their shape when a force is applied on them, but return to their original shape and size when the force is removed. This property is called elasticity. So what is elasticity? The property of a substance to change their shape when a force is applied and to regain back the original shape and size when force is removed is called as elasticity. So what is elasticity, students? Some substances change their shape when force is applied on them, but return to their original shape and size when the force is removed. So this property is called elasticity. Next property is fluidity. Take a metal sheet of the size of a notebook as shown in the figure. Holding it at an angle, put a drop of water, honey and gum at different places on the board. You can see in the picture. So put a drop of water, honey and gum at different places on the board. Observe how they flow down the slope and how long it takes for each of them to get to the bottom. So observe that. As water is thin, it flows downwards very easily. So you can see in the picture. So water is thin, so it flows downwards very quickly and it reaches the surface. Correct? Next, honey is thicker than water, right? Honey is thicker than water. So honey cannot flow smoothly like water. Correct, students? Honey cannot flow smoothly like water. Then think about gum. It's so thick. For example, your Fevicol. Correct? It's so thick. So gum is thicker than honey. So it takes more time to flow downward on a sloping surface. But all liquids flow downward on a sloping surface. This property is called fluidity. So all liquids flow downward on a sloping surface. So that property is called fluidity. What is fluidity? The property of a liquid flowing from the slope is called fluidity. The property of a substance flowing from the slope, that is called fluidity. The fluidity of any liquid is determined by how easily it flows. The next property is density. We use a word heavy and light a lot. Yes, no, students? Look at the picture. Now tell me, what is heavier? One bag of iron or one bag of cotton? So in the first bag, what is that? Iron, correct? In the second bag, cotton. Bag of iron is much heavier than the bag of cotton, right? Why? They are both one bag full because there is more material in the bag of iron. In the bag of cotton, there are a lot of air spaces. You have already learnt that all substances are made up of matter. Matter means what? Small particles. So substances that have more matter we call heavy. How much matter a substance has in cubic unit of volume is called density. So how much matter means how much particles a substance has in a cubic unit of volume, that is called a density. Matter has mass. Matter means what? Substance are made up of matter. So matter means small particles. So matter has mass. Mass means what? Weight. More matter means more mass. The substance contains more particles, more matter, then its mass is also more. So substances with more matter are heavier. Substances with more matter are heavier. The measure of the matter is called density. So in the second picture you can see here. See second picture, that substances is made up of more matters. You can, matter means what? Particles. So you can see more particles in second substance, correct? Therefore the mass of that is also more. Now if you had two blocks of the same size, one wooden and the other of iron, so you can see in the picture, so same size of two blocks, that is one is of wooden and other one is of iron, are weighed in a balance. How would they compare? Here the volume of both the substance is same. Volume means what? The space occupied by an object. Suppose if you place both the blocks on the flat surface, so both the blocks will occupy same space, correct? So that means here the volume of both the substance is same, but the mass of both the substance is different. The weight of both the substance is different. Here the block of iron is heavier, right? So iron is heavier than wooden. So here the block of iron is heavier. Why? As iron block is heavier than wooden block, that is why in substances with same volume, the ones with greater density are heavier than those with lesser density. Here the volume of both the blocks are same, correct? Iron block has greater density because it is heavier than wooden block. So wooden block has lesser density. Now the next property is solubility. Take a glass of water and add some salt, sugar and sand to it. Or you can take separate 3 glasses, then pour a water into the glass, then so one glass you had what, put salt, and in second glass sand, and in third glass sugar, correct? Or so take 1 glass of water, then add all the substances, that is salt, sugar and sand to it, okay, and stir. What happens? The salt and sugar dissolves in water, correct? Yes, no? So salt and sugar, it dissolves in water, and sand does not dissolve in water. So sand does not dissolve in water. So you can see in the picture, see First one is what? Sugar, correct? Sugar dissolves in water, and sand does not dissolve in water, and salt dissolves in water. So we can say that salt and sugar soluble in water. Sand is insoluble in water. What does soluble mean? Soluble means what? Soluble means that it dissolves. When we say salt and sugar is soluble in water, it means that salt and sugar dissolves in water. Now, instead of water, take kerosene and repeat the experiment. Okay? So, what you should take now? Instead of water, take kerosene and put salt, sugar and sand into the kerosene. 1 spoon of salt and 1 spoon of sugar and 1 spoonful of sand into the kerosene. Then stir the mixture. So what happens? Salt, sugar and sand does not dissolve in kerosene. So salt, sand and sugar does not dissolve in kerosene. So salt, sugar and sand are insoluble in kerosene. Correct? Salt, sugar and sand. So they are insoluble. Insoluble means what? Not soluble. It does not dissolve in kerosene. So they are insoluble in kerosene. But salt and sugar soluble in water. In the picture you can see sand, salt and sugar are settled at the bottom of the glass. You can see, no, children? So sand, salt and sugar are settled at the bottom of the glass. From this experiment, we can say that salt and sugar are soluble in water. This is the second picture. Salt and sugar are soluble in water, but salt and sugar are insoluble in kerosene. See the first picture. Okay, salt and sugar are insoluble in water, so it will not dissolve in, salt and sugar are insoluble in kerosene. It will not dissolve in kerosene. From this experiment, we can say that something that is soluble in one liquid may be insoluble in another. Correct? The property of a substance of getting dissolved is called its solubility. The property of a substance of getting dissolved is called its solubility. What did we just learn, students? The property of a substance of getting dissolved in another substance is called its solubility in that substance. Right? Solubility is the ability of a material to be dissolved. The opposite of solubility is insolubility. So, not getting dissolved is insolubility. Insolubility means what? Not getting dissolved in substances. So, that is called insolubility. Now, next property is transparency. What is the difference between a steel glass and a glass? So, students, look at the picture. What is the difference between steel glass and a glass? That is, glass is made up of glass. We cannot see through a steel glass. We cannot see through a steel glass. We cannot see what is there on other side of the glass, right? Can you see through a glass window? See the picture, students. Can you see through a glass window? You will say yes. Correct? Can you see through a curtain? No. Things that allow us to see through are transparent. So what are transparent? Things that allow us to see through are transparent. Now that window glass is a transparent. Transparent things allow light to pass through them. Something do not allow light to pass through. They are opaque. You know, students, what is opaque object? So opaque object means what? So we cannot see what is there on other side of that object. They are opaque object. We cannot see through a opaque things. For example, so wood is opaque, right? Can you see what is there on other side of the door? No, we cannot see. And cardboard is also a opaque object, correct? So we cannot see through a cardboard, correct? So we can give many other example for opaque object. Even steel is also a opaque object. A substance is said to be transparent when one can see the things on the other side by looking through it. This property of substance is known as transparency. So students, what is transparency? When one can see the things on the other side by looking through it. This property of the substance is known as transparency. For example, glass is transparent. Clean water, you can see in the picture, clean water is also transparent. And some types of plastic are transparent substances. So what are the transparent substances? Glass, clean water, and some types of plastic, so etc. are transparent substances. So these are the properties of substances. So students, we have learnt about properties of substances. Substances have various properties like hardness, elasticity, brittleness, fluidity, density, solubility, and transparency. In the next class, we are going to learn properties of metals. Thank you.